I got a little bad news. The pastor was actually arrested for impersonating ministers, so we got to do this all again next week. So I'm sorry about that. No. Forgive me, I wrote my speech last night, so I don't have it memorized, so my apologies. But I just want to thank Thomas for giving me the honor of sharing the best man role with his father here, the person responsible for bringing him into this world. So, very much appreciated. Thank you so much. In fact, yesterday at the rehearsal dinner, he actually gave me an authentic Oakland Raiders jersey. That's my favorite team. And it was very generous to him, actually, almost making it worth putting up with the many years I put up with him. So almost. But for those of you who are not familiar with how Thomas and Jerry came to be, allow me to indulge you. Freshman year of high school is when we met. We had the same study hall class, and we sat near each other. Liza, you might have been in diapers, being introduced to solid foods. But yeah, that's where pretty much the trash talking commenced. That's pretty much where the trash talking commenced. That would pretty much set off the rest of our lives. We'd argue about our favorite teams since birth, mine being the Raiders, Ohio State and the Warriors, and his being the Cowboys, the Bulls, and the Tar Heels or something. But just arguing about how my teams would win more championships than his. And it didn't take long for our competitive spirits and our yin and yang personalities, Thomas being the more calm, quiet, serious type, to my more eccentric, positive, uplifting, and sometimes, but rarely, loud type, to turn us into the best of friends. I think one time we went to his condo during lunch, and Thomas proceeded to prepare lunch for us. He made us a frozen pizza. He proceeded to cook said frozen pizza on the cardboard that came in the box, so the pizza tasted just like cardboard. So, Liza, I'd be very leery about him cooking, especially when pizza's in his wheelhouse. Isn't he Italian? So be very leery about him cooking. The remainder of our high school years were spent pestering his dad here for hall passes to skip class, figuring out ways to cheat and pass physics, getting into trouble, and pretty much gambling and betting on everything under the sun. We do still do that. But between ping pong, pool, one-on-one basketball games, video games like NBA Live and 2K, Madden, FIFA, and Perfect Dark, we literally betted on everything. And the loser was pretty much putting up money. So it's safe to say Tom has given me a lot of money throughout our years. When Tom wasn't traveling home to BFE Plain City, he was spending the night at my house with our parents. And that's when he would insist on us wrestling all the time. And we would binge on mini bagels and swirls, and he insisted on sleeping in my bed, even though we had a spare room for him. So I'm really glad that he's chosen a woman, he's with you, Liza, because we were worried for a minute. We were a little worried for a minute, so I'm glad we got here. I think our first time getting in trouble, of course we had to run in with the law. Myself being 16 at the time, I was out past Ohio's curfew. Tom, who was about, 25 his senior year, he was breaking no laws. He was absolutely, so my parents were the only ones who were called at 1 in the morning. Liza, you might have been in elementary school at the time, so you were getting closer to Thomas Worthington. But throughout the years, much more trouble ensued that was either forgotten or I can't talk about this evening, so we won't dive into that. But as we embarked on our college years, from visits to OU, to OSU, to Otterbein, Tom and Liza's relationship kind of began, and she would become the new yin and yang, the new yin to his yang, but I wouldn't make it easy for her. She would draw out a more mature Thomas, just priming him for a relationship and a husband and a successful future. And I would definitely delay that process with our shenanigans and our tomfooleries. I was kind of like the kryptonite to their super relationships. But she was a trooper through it all. She really understood how important our friendship was. And see, friendship isn't just about how you feel about that person, but it's really how that person makes you feel about yourself. And Tom always made me feel the best about myself. So when Tom took Liza back to the high school classroom where they first met, and he proposed, I knew Liza was just the luckiest woman in the world. But just being up by the altar, seeing you guys here this evening, and your wonderful family and everything, in this moment in time, I know Tom is truly the luckiest person in this world. So, for both of you finding the one, I said I was in this, but I want to propose a toast. This is to the best man. This is to the groom. This is to the groom, my best friend, and his beautiful bride. So happily ever after. Cheers.
Okay. Hello, good evening. It is so wonderful to see many faces out here tonight to celebrate the love of Thomas and Liza. For those of you who do not know me, I am Liza's younger sister, Sophia.
Liza has always been like a second mother to me. Through the good and the bad, she's always by my side. Even when there are 2,000 miles between us. Most would think that great of a distance would break a relationship, but that was the total opposite for Liza and I. From her visiting Ohio almost every 3 months, and me being her little minion the whole time, to our late night FaceTime dates, late for me, 9 o'clock in Yuma, where Thomas and Liza are already in bed. Our bond grew stronger. Liza is the type of person to never give up when times are hard. And when she feels that the world is against her, she never fails to succeed in the end and to set the greatest example what a person should be. And I'm so thankful that she will share her life, her success, and her love with Mr. Thomas Brown. I met Thomas when I was just 6 years old. And from the first day, Thomas was always like a second brother to me. As I grew up, I discovered how much love there was between the two of them and how pure and thoughtful it is. Recently, Liza and I had a conversation about how her and Thomas have grown up together over the years. They challenge each other to become better people and have to find a match made in heaven. I could not be more grateful and happy for the happiness that he brings to my amazing sister. I know that he will love and cherish her all the days of his life. And I wish you guys all the joy, luck, and love in the world, and I love you both so much.
first of all, for coming and celebrating this wonderful day that we've been waiting forever for. No pressure, Tom. But I just want to say that, Liza, first and foremost, sorry. I'm sorry. Liza has always loved me from the moment I was born. The picture, that when I was born, she making this evil face, like, yes, I finally got my real life baby doll. And she's always been, again, the second mom to me. She's been protective. She's been there when times are hard, and she's also told me things that I didn't want to hear. And and that's okay. That's what she's there for. That's why I'm here. That's why I'm here for her. And I wouldn't be the woman that I am, the mother that I am, without her. And showing me the way that you're supposed to treat your young girl. I'm so sorry. I thought this was gonna be easier, but it's okay. And now for Liza, I love you. I'm so thankful to have you as my older sister. PT Flea, my daughter. Sorry, that's not her real name, but she loves you, and you love her with your whole life. And Mono, I know they're your world, and she's gonna miss you, and I'm gonna miss you. But I know that you're doing what you need to. And Thomas Verne, I got you next. The first time I met Tom, I believe it was at my house, and he was sitting on the living room couch, and he was just very comfortable, it wasn't, I think he had his leg up, and I walk in, and I'm like, oh, who's this? And she's like, Mariana, this is Thomas. He stands up, gives me a nice handshake, he's always been a good gentleman, and from that moment, I honestly knew he was the one. I don't know, it was the feeling, it was the way he looked at her, the way she looked at him. And she had told me about him a few times before that, and I was like, okay, well, I need to meet him. And so when he came to the house, he had dinner with us, and I just knew, I had that deep feeling, mother's intuition, that he was the one that she was going to be with for the rest of her life. And Tom, I can't thank you enough for how much you love my sister. Like you love her so much. I've never, besides my parents, I've never seen a man cherish and be so loyal, and you're so fun with her. You really bring out the best in her. Like, she's literally the best person when she's around you. And I know that you're gonna, I'm sorry, I'll shorten it. I know you're gonna take care of her, and I know that you're gonna give me some beautiful nieces and nephews, and I'm just waiting for that day, but we gotta get through school, we gotta do it. So I love you both, I wish you the endless happiness, and yeah, I think that's it. Cheers to Tom and Liza, forever happiness, yes. I'm Mariana, Liza, one of Liza's younger sisters, and today I wanted to surprise Liza and Tom with a very special song that I know Liza always wanted as her wedding song, but she didn't get the chance to get it, so I think Paula had it at her wedding. So I think she'll know it once it starts going.
Life has begun from this moment. You are the one, right beside you is where I belong. From this moment on, from this moment I have been placed, I live only for your happiness
I want to thank Carlos and Ann for making this possible tonight. It's a beautiful event, but also I want to thank you for Liza, her values, her family values, the person she is. She's beautiful inside, and she's more beautiful than you can imagine. The kid never stops, takes care of everybody else. You need to relax tonight. Okay? I'm wore out. But anyhow, I've been laughing too much. But anyhow, I met Liza when I was working in Otterbein. Thomas was going to school there, and he called me up and said, Dad, I went to meet you for lunch. He shows up with this young girl. And I'm like, I kept thinking, she's young. And so we went to lunch, and the gentleman who owned the restaurant, we're walking out, and he says, Vern, which one of your daughters is that? And I said, well, that's my future daughter-in-law. And I just said it in jest, you know, because he made the comment how they resembled each other, could pass for brother and sister. And I said, yeah, that's my future daughter-in-law. And we just let it go at that. But I knew as time progressed that Liza was the only one Tom would bring around. And I knew it was serious. And Tom and I had a talk, and I said, you know, you treat her like a lady, take care of her. You graduate from college. And, you know, everything's going to work out. And they did. They got through Otterbein, and Tom got accepted to Gannon and made me the proudest father in the world. And off to Gannon we go, and Liza off with us, and she started setting up the apartment, and just like, you know, she was moving in, I'm like, this is over. This is serious. They're going to get hitched, just a matter of time. And then he graduated from Gannon, I kept saying, Tom, what are you waiting on? You know, because I knew they were going to get married, just, you know, when he was ready, I guess, and he felt comfortable, and he got a job in Yuma. And I can remember that afternoon when they left, and we were all standing in the driveway, and they packed up in that car, and it was a lost feeling. And Liza did set up my iPad so I could follow them on the trip. They drove to Yuma, Arizona. It was like 3 days, and I was a nervous wreck. And anyhow, they got to Yuma. If you've ever been to Yuma, you don't want to go there. But the pay was good. They both adapted. Liza got into grad school this year in the Phoenix area. Monday morning she starts class. And she's worked harder than you can imagine, and for the special person she is, and they are one. They complement each other. She keeps them in line. And she's an early riser like I am. When I would stay with them out there, she got up the same time I am. I'm like, what are you doing up this early? I get up 5:30. But they're settled in Gilbert, Arizona, which is a suburb of Phoenix, and now they start the next chapter of life. And I can't be more proud of both of you. Thank you.